Hello folks, this is Sula speaking. You're listening to another commentary video for League of Legends, this one featuring Evelynn. This is a replay that was sent to me by Jaje, who's a YouTube viewer who's been joining us for a number of games, and he is sending me a replay file from an all-random, all-mid game, or ARAM, A-R-A-M, so this is going to be something a little bit different. I'm going to talk about the format in a minute, but first I want to point out which players happen to be in this game with Jaje, one of the reasons why he sent this replay to me. Notice that playing Zillion is Chauster of Counterlogic Gaming, CLG. Chauster is one of the top-rated players on the North American servers. Last time I checked, I believe he's a 2150 ELO player, ranked in the top 25, and he was on the Counterlogic Gaming team that won the 2010 World Championship for League of Legends. So this is not the ordinary player you'd see in a game. Also, Kirur is playing Rise in this game. Kirur is in the top 200 on the North American server, 1950 ELO player. So these are two extremely good players who happen to be in this game with Jaje, and I believe that he was just randomly matched up in this game with them. So for the overall matchup, if you want to see here, we have Rise, Kassadin, Evelynn, Zillion, and Nasus against Tristana, Malzahar, Mundo, Warwick, and Annie. And Jaje is playing Evelynn in this. Now, one of the things about all random, all mid, for those of you who haven't seen it before, you might notice that there are some strange summoner choices, lots of summoner heals, lots of summoner clarities. So the rules for this variant are everybody randoms a champion. That is, you don't pick champions, you just have them assigned randomly. You pick a random champ, so you can get anything. You can get any of the 70 or so champions in League of Legends. Then secondly, everybody has to stay in the middle lane. That's why it's called all random, all mid. Not allowed to leave the middle lane. Have to stay in the middle lane. You can't go into any of the other lanes. And finally, you're not allowed to leave the lane. You're never allowed to go back for healing at any point in time. So you can't go back to the base. You have to stay in lane until you die, basically. Until you die or the game is over. So your initial buy is pretty important. What you buy to start out is pretty key, if you see the starting items there. As I said, remember, you can't go back to the base, so that's why you see lots of summoner heals, so you can heal your team, your only way to heal. Also, lots of summoner clarities, clarity giving you back more mana. So that's the most common thing. You also see a couple of ignites in here, and the ignites are to shut down the healing of the other team. So anyway, this is the basic setup. This is the most popular variant for League of Legends. This gets played a lot. It's unfortunate that we don't have a special map for this variant. A lot of people have suggested that Riot should just use the tutorial map, which has only one lane, and they really should do that. Just open up the tutorial map for this variant. It would be extremely easy to do, but at the moment at least they haven't done that yet. So anyway, here you go. People like this because there's a lot of action. It's basically one continuous team fight for the whole game. I'm actually not a huge fan of ARAM because I think it takes most of the strategy out of League of Legends, makes it not that interesting, but oh well. I have had some requests to do a game like this, so I'm going to do this one. So thanks Jaje for sending this. Anyway, in terms of champions for ARAM, champions that are good are champions who have good poking ability. So, for example, Zillion is really good at this. His bombs do a ton of damage. They're great for harassment. He can also save people once he gets his ultimate. He has his speed and his slow, so really strong. Chauster's random, a nice choice here. One thing that you also might see Chauster doing is, if you've noticed, Jaje goes invisible with Evelynn, like right here, goes invisible, and then he walks a time bomb over to the enemy team to bomb them, which is pretty funny. I enjoyed seeing that. Rise is also quite good with his script spells on low cooldown. He can keep harassing constantly, like right there, you see. So he can get in a lot of harass. I think that's what his overload, I think, is the name of the skill. Kassadin also pretty good. He has his silence, his null sphere, quite good. Anyway, you get the picture. Anyone with harassing skills is generally pretty good. Evelynn is actually not very good. Evelynn's pretty terrible in this format because remember, Evelynn's whole thing is that she goes invisible with her shadow walk, and remember, turrets reveal you, so Evelynn can be, I mean, anytime that Jaje walks over here by this turret, they're going to see him, so his stealth really is not that useful. In order for Evelynn to become useful, they need to take down some of these towers and free up some space for her to roam in. Oh, Tristana getting quite low, but there's the summoner heal. So nobody's actually gotten killed yet, so we haven't gotten the first blood yet. So anyway, as I said, Evelynn, not that great. Nasus, also pretty terrible for this format. Nasus, it's very difficult for him to farm up his siphoning strike because it's so hard to get minion kills. I mean, look at the farming stats with everyone in one lane. You don't get many minion kills. You don't get much gold. So hard for him to farm up his siphoning strike. It doesn't have any range skills. I mean, except maybe his spirit fire. But so Nasus not that great either. But there are other champs here. The Kassadin. the Rise and the Zilean are all really strong for this. Not Zilean, Mundo also quite good with his cleavers and his natural health regen. Mundo's pretty good for this format. Annie has pretty decent poke as well, especially if she can set up her stuns. Warwick, surprisingly good for this setup. Oh, look at this. Annie's been caught out. She's taking a lot of damage. Is she going to get taken down? No, there's the summoner heal. Gonna survive just barely. That ignite not quite enough to finish her off there. So almost had our first blood there, first kill of the match. Anyway, Tristana pretty good because of her range. She's not too good at low levels, but as her level increases, she'll gain greater range with her auto attack, and that will help her out. But early on, not too good. And as I was saying, Jaje's getting caught in front of the team, taking some harass there from Malzahar. Looks like he's going to survive. Chaucer also quite low. That Warwick Blood Scent is triggering constantly because people are always at low health here. Anyway, we're still waiting for someone to make a mistake. Yeah, Warwick pretty good because he can lifesteal with his Hungering Strike. Makes him pretty useful. I mean, normally you would think, oh, Warwick jungler, not good in this situation. But he can do the Midwick thing where he stays in lane and just relies on Hungering Strike. Oh, Warwick getting caught in a rune prison there. No real damage. See, Annie obviously still walking around with 100 HP, having to stay in the back. And Malzahar pretty decent as well. So this team is actually pretty decent in terms of composition. If anything, their composition might be a little bit better, but I would guess that the better players are on this side since they have two of the top 200 players on the League of Legends server here. So anyway, we'll see. Still nobody getting taken down yet. A lot of low people over here on the other team. Generally, first blood in ARAM comes when somebody makes a mistake and overextends a little bit too far, comes out a little bit too far. So either somebody tower dives and gets stunned at the tower, or somebody comes out too far away from the tower. So like Mundo's coming out pretty far each time, and he is quite low even with his health regeneration. So anyway, yeah, Chaucer keeps getting hit with Malefic Visions. Hasn't gotten taken down yet. Jaje's walking a very fine line between where they can see him and where they can't see him with his Shadow Walk. You can see he's put 1 point in Shadow Walk, 2 in Ravage. That's Evelynn damage skill. You can see deals magic damage to target and reduces their armor and magic resist. So just not too much time here to talk about the Evelynn gameplay, but basically you go invisible and then you use Ravage and it stuns. Oh, and right there's the first blood. Kurur getting first blood on the enemy team Malzahar player. Malzahar getting caught in front of the team, trapped in a rune prison, and then bursts down. So there we go, there's the first kill of the match. And you can see that everybody is still quite low on both sides. And, oh, there's Warwick getting caught in a rune prison, and Kurur going to get second kill. Now, and Tristana getting caught in front of the team, too. Jaje actually de-stealthing and then stunning that Tristana player that allowed them to get the kill. So 3-0, wow, a little surprising. You usually don't see, usually it's a little bit more even here in ARAM, but to land 3 kills, and Kurur getting all 3 kills, so he's going to have a ton of gold whenever he actually manages to get back to base. And look at this, look at this! Oh, Chaucer going to get the suicide there, which is a brilliant play in ARAM. Now, why would you do this? Well, he was low health. It allows him to go back to base and shop without the enemy team getting credit for killing him. So you can see the score is still 3-0. The enemy team gets nothing for him dying. That's why you need to protect your turret. You need to make sure you don't want to let the enemy team come up and kill. Oh, there's the stun from Jaje. There's the burst. There's the Rise Rune Prison. Are they going to finish off that Malzahar? He's got an ignite on him. Yes, Jaje going to get credit for the kill there. And now they're bursting down Mundo, and down he goes. Nasa's taking the kill. Casting him very low, though, and there's the summoner heal. Otherwise, not sure if that anti-auto attack would have finished him off. So now 5-0, Kurur up to 3-0-2, and Chaucer's going to be back to the lane shortly, having come back from dying. Now, because he died, he was able to go back and buy. He picked up Boots of Speed, Amplifying Tome, and 2 health pots. I believe he just had the Dorans before that. So, obviously going to make him much stronger. That is the trade-off. When you die, you do get to go back to base and shop. Gold totals in ARAM tend to be very low, so items that give you extra gold, like Heart of Gold, like Cage's Lucky Pick, are all very often early buys, just because otherwise you get very little gold. Warwick in trouble. Looks like he's going to be able to escape there, and there's the first kill of the game. ARAM, the Malzahar player, using his pool to take down Kurur. And now Mundo coming in front of the team. There's the slow from Zilean. Son of Heaven, the Cassidian player, has been hit with Malefic Visions, and he's going to go down. Time bomb there. Not enough to finish off somebody on the other team. So the other team is going to score 2 kills here. Now, the one thing that helps out Jaje's team is Kurur is going to have a chance to go back and buy off of that. And he did have he had the first 3 kills of the game plus first blood. Malzahar taking another time on there, taking a lot of damage. So yeah, you can see picked up Tear and Catalyst, really strong on a purchase like this. Catalyst to give him the extra health and mana on level ups. Tear to continue giving him the mana regen and increase his maximum mana. Jaje standing in Malzahar pool, probably needs to slip out of that. So well done. Anyway, right now it's a 5-on-4, so the team up here at the top side of the map maybe should have tried pushing. There's the stun on Tristana from Jaje. Are they going to be able to finish her off? Now Warwick taking a ton of damage. There's a summoner heal for extra health, and down goes Mundo. Wow, Mundo taking a lot of damage. Even though he's tanky, apparently he's not that tanky. Still just has the regrowth pendant and boots on his first trip back. So Jaje now 102, picking up the 2 assists in addition to the 1 kill he got earlier on, I believe, the Tristana player. There's the pool. You can see Jaje is quite low, down to only 160 health, but they really got this enemy team pushed back here. You can see how far back they are. There's the Castellan player missing on his force pulse, not able to slow anybody. Tristana extremely low though. Tristana only 110 health. There's another rune prison. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to finish off that Warwick. Did you see how he used his hungering strike there? Is able to heal a little bit of health back. Jaje getting caught in front of the team and going to get taken down by Annie. I think he might have been trying to suicide there, so that the other team didn't get credit for him, but didn't work out there. Anyway, the enemy team is very low here. You can see they're all at maybe 25% health, everyone except Mundo, so a concerted push here looks like it could probably get Jaje's team some kills. Anyway, Mundo coming forward really aggressively again. There's the bomb on Annie. Oh, there's the summoner heal, but it looks like the time bomb's going to get her. Yes, Chauster finishing her off, getting the kill there. So even though they tried to heal Annie with the summoner heal, not enough there. Let's see, Chauster, did he bring flash? I think I saw him flash there. Yeah, he flashed forward there. Flashed forward and, oh, bombed the Malzahar. I must have missed that. So yeah, that's why he took the summoner flash there, flashing forward and getting the kill there. Very, very nice play, you should expect. There's the double bomb on Tristana. The first bomb hitting her teammates too. Is that second bomb going to get her? No, 19 HP. But she's very low, and of course she's not going to be able to heal up, so she's practically dead at this point. Anyway, looks like there's a Clarity coming in there. It was either a Clarity and a heal. Oh, there's Chauster dashing in. Looked like he was trying to get in a hit on Tristana, not quite able to make it. Oh, Triss gonna rocket jump forward. Kirur's gonna get the credit. That was a suicide. Chauster, there he is, chrono shifting himself. Down goes Kirur, down goes Warwick. Now they're going after Mundo. Jaje's quite low. There's the time bomb, and Nasus is gonna get credit for the kill and finish him and get out of there. Yes, just barely. 97 health left. They are going to finish that off, and now there are only a couple members of the team left. So this is actually a 5-on-2 or 4-on-2 for the moment, temporarily, but of course a lot of people over here are quite low. Anyways, you can see here, Kirur 425, Chauster 415. Chauster just saved himself with his Chrono Shift ult there. Very annoying, obviously, when Zilean can dash in there, get a kill, and then also Chrono Shift himself and instantly revive when he's about to die. So, obviously, as I said, Zilean really strong, one of the best picks, one of the best ones I think you can have for this. Wow, there's that Null Sphere doing a lot of damage and silencing Malzahar. Jaje just still prowling around trying to stun somebody out of invisibility. If somebody comes forward. That's the key thing about Eve. If you see here on her Shadow Walk, when she hits someone while stealth, she stuns them. When she comes out, damage ability will stun for 1 second and end her stealth. So that's basically what Jaje's doing, just prowling around invisible, waiting for someone to overextend and then get off a stun, which then the rest of the team can combo into a kill. That's the idea. Anyway, rest of the team is now revived. You can see they're back at full health. They have the advantage here. And let's see. Oh, Malzahar taking a lot of harass there, not quite able to burst them down. And now he has the Evelynn ult, Malice and Spice. You can see anytime you get a kill or assist, recovers 350 health. Pretty good, actually, in this ARAM format. Better than you'd expect. Oh, there's Tristana getting caught in a rune prison, taking a lot of damage. Looks like she's just barely going to be able to get away from that, but down to sub 50 HP again, practically on death's door. Does have a health potion going to use to heal up. There goes the Clarities, people restoring mana. Only way to get mana back in this setup. Anyway, Kirur still prowling around, looking to get off a rune prison, I'd assume. There's a time bomb back there. There, Warwick getting trapped in the rune prison. There's the Rise Overload bouncing and hitting Tristana. Poor Tristana taking so much harass. Anyway, a lot of people very low here. If they get stunned at all, let's see. There's the time bomb going off on Tristana. Doesn't look like Chauster was able to get off a double bomb, but wow, there it is. Rift walk in from Cassidy. There's the Null Sphere for the kill. Very nicely done. Now Jaje prowling around here. Again, if they come out at all, he's going to get off a stun here, I'm assuming. Going to end his Shadow Walk and try to stealth. But doesn't look like they're willing to come out. I'm not sure if they can see him or not. He was pretty close to the turret there. There's Warwick getting trapped in the rune prison, taking a lot of harassment there. Bursted down maybe a third of his life there in that particular combo. So once again, have the, once again, it looks like Jaje's team has the advantage here. You can see the numbers definitely on their side, 13-4 in kills. They still haven't managed to get down this first tower yet, but I'd assume it's only a matter of time until they're able to do that. They are quite a bit ahead. There's the stun on Warwick. They're going to try to burst him down. Rift walking in. Annie going to use her Timber stun. It looks like Kurur is just about dead. If Choster has enough mana, he should use his ultimate. Going to Chrono Shift himself instead. Kurur is still alive. Jaje going to get hit by the tower. Is he going to escape? No. Taken down by Annie there. And, oh, there's Mundo getting bursted down by Rise. Rift walking into the, there's another silence, and Time Bomb up on Malzahar's head. He's going to die as soon as that Time Bomb comes off. Choster getting taken down as well. And so, wow, there we go. 3 for 2. Tristana coming forward, really aggressively, getting trapped in the Rise Rune Prison. Don't think she's going to get out of this. No, she doesn't. And Nasus is going to get that kill there. So, another kill. Not sure why Tristana rocket jumped right into the middle of 3 enemy champs. 3 very low champions here, but Annie is quite low as well. Let's see, there's the Nasus slow. There's another overload from Rise. Going to use Summoner Heal. Not sure it's going to be enough, but apparently it is. And oh, Annie just making it out of there. Just barely surviving that. So, I'm not sure why Annie didn't just try to use her Disintegrate on some of these guys. I mean, Rise and Nasus were very low there. I think that she maybe could have just polished them off there, but oh well. Annie does make it back to the safety of her tower, but nearly dead. Anyway, let's see. In terms of what we've got right here, Jaje has picked up Heart of Gold. I believe that this replay is before the most recent patch, back when Heart of Gold also gave armor in addition to health. Not 100% sure, but as I said, Heart of Gold, items that give gold are quite useful for this variant just because you get so little gold in this. Time Bomb there on top of that Malzahar's head. Jaje getting caught a little far forward. There's the burst, going to take down that Mundo player. And that's going to score them another kill. Malzahar, not quite dead, is down to 150 HP, so he is quite low here. There's another bomb on top of Tristana's head. There's the double bomb. Wow, look at all that damage. Poor Tristana, she lost about 80% of her health just to a double bomb. Yeah, Trist, no magic resist, and Choster has, oh, he already has a needlessly large rod. Wow. There's the Zillion speed up in. There goes the bomb. Gonna get Buster shotted away, but it doesn't matter. There's the bomb gonna take down Tristana. Malzahar gonna go down. Now they're all chasing after Warwick. Just need one more hit to finish him off. It doesn't look like they're gonna get it. Oh, Jaje diving in for the kill. Is he gonna get it? Yes, he gets it, and then he gets taken down by the tower. So Jaje going down, as well as the Kassadin player Son of Heaven, but they're going to get that tower, and that's going to open up the map a bit, because now there's going to be more space going back and forth. There's the slow on Mundo. Oh, there's another bomb. Is his ultimate going to be enough to save him? No, not going to be enough to save that Mundo player. He did trigger his ultimate, but not enough health regen. And then here's Choster once again suiciding at the tower, and now Nasus is going to suicide as well. So 2 more deaths, 2 more trips back to buy, no credit for the enemy team. This is why acing the enemy team is so effective in ARAM. You can just suicide at the tower, and it allows you to go back and buy without the enemy team getting any credit for it. So that's why you can't ever leave your tower all alone, or else the enemy team's just going to walk up and suicide. Give them a free trip back to buy. Wow, look at how much damage that Kassadin combo did. No Rift walking in, Null Sphere to silence, Force Pulse to slow, and poor Malzahar, who I don't think has any magic resistance. Nope, no magic resistance. Has gotten lost about 3/4 of his life just in that one combo. So let's see, what does Kassadin have here? Yeah, also has the needlessly large rod, also has 100 ability power. That's why he's hitting so hard with his abilities. Again, now that the map's been opened up, Jaje his stealth effect is much more useful now because there's more space to roam around in. If the rest of his team comes up here, he's gonna go after that Tristana. Yep, there's the stun, there's all the damage, there's the time bomb, there's the slow from Kassadin, and that's just gonna get a kill so easy. Oh, that poor Annie gonna get hit with Force Pulse, gonna get hit with time bomb. Choster super low again, but there's the Chrono Shift, gonna save himself once more. Rise overloading on Warwick, gonna take him down, and they're gonna score 4 kills against no deaths. Wow. So once again, going to get off to a really strong start there. Kurur trying to suicide here, but Mundo going to run in and ignite and get credit for that kill. Very nicely done by the Mundo player, but it's not enough to save him with so many members of the enemy team. Looks like Choster wants to go back to buy again, so he's going to suicide himself once again. There it goes, and now Kassadin's going to do the same thing, allowing himself to go back and buy. So that's going to be another 2 trips back to base, full heal, full buys, with no credit for the enemy team. So let's see, Choster has 4 deaths. I think he's only actually died maybe 1 time to the enemy team. once or twice. All the others have been suicides, and they clear out yet another tower. So now there's going to be a lot of space for Jaje's Evelynn to roam around in and put his stealth to good use. Yeah, now he's put a second point in Shadow Walk. That's going to allow him to be stealth for 20 seconds as opposed to just 10. You probably don't need to put too many points in Shadow Walk in this ARAM format. Not going to be as useful as in a standard game where you can, you know, where being stealth for 30 seconds or so would be more useful as you go around the map. Anyway, Jaje's been leveling up Ravage to do extra damage, as I said, does extra magic damage and reduces armor and magic resist. So he'll stealth and then he'll use Ravage to come out of stealth to stun the enemy. I will say that adding more points to Shadow Walk does increase the stun duration, so probably a good thing to put points in. And he does, let's see, and then he also has his Hate Spike, you can see, deals the enemy damage. This is Evelynn's normal farming tool, so it's not as useful in the ARAM format. Not as useful. You generally use this more on minions than you do on enemy champs. So yeah, you can see he's maxed Ravage first. Feels like the most useful skill here. Anyway, just taking stock of the game, 28 to 9. You can see that Jaje's team is way ahead here. Probably not going to have any trouble wrapping up the game from this point. Oh, wow, look at that burst. Rise Q, the overload, just smashing down Tristana. Poor Trist just getting underleveled at this point, getting taken down so easily. Area of effect damage from that... what is it? Kassadin Force Pulse hitting a lot of the enemy team, doing a ton of magic damage. Annie missed on her Tibbers. I don't think it was even queued up for a stun. There's another Q. You can just see how much damage he's doing. The enemy team doesn't have much magic resist, only a little on Warwick. And that's really it. So no magic resist against this team. Jaje's team is very heavy on magic damage, so they probably should go for that. Oh, look at that! There's the Riftwalk into the Null Sphere. Not quite enough to take down Malzahar, but did do a lot of damage. Really, nothing Malzahar can do. If Kassadin blinks in again, he's just going to die, and that's going to be it. So, anyway, Chauster not with the team, hanging out back at base. Maybe he's disconnected or something. There's the stun on the Mundo. Let's see if it turns into a kill. NASA slow. There it is. Kassadin getting the kill. It's just so much burst from this team between their Rise and Kassadin and Zilean when he's actually here. Just a ton of bursts. So Jaje doing a really nice job. You can see the 11 assists, doing what he should do, getting off stuns. Oh, look at that. Poor Annie just came forward and just died instantly to so much burst damage. Warwick getting trapped in another rune prison, but going to be able to get escape from that without too much trouble. So again, just continuing to push on this tower here. And now Chauster's returning back to the team, and you can see he's using his speed up to get back to the lane more quickly. Oh, they're casting going again, getting another kill. Warwick has been stunned. Now they're going to follow this up. Warwick's going to ult on Jaje, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to get burst down by the rest of the team. And you saw a second ago, they finished off Tristana too. Now Mundo's the only one left. Double bomb with time bomb. Is he going to be able to make it out of this? Not sure. There's the Force Pulse. Or Null Sphere, excuse me. That's going to finish him off. Jaje looks like he's trying to suicide there. Wasn't able to do it. Remember, if Annie just touches him... Oh, there's now Annie coming forward and just dying instantly. Poor Annie, that's going to be an ace. First official ace of the match. And they're going to take down this inhibitor, which means all the side lanes are going to start pushing too. This is one of the problems with ARAM. Oh, there's the double turrets, but oh, it looks like he's going to get... Jaje not going to manage to suicide effectively here. He's going to get hit by Tristana's rocket jump, and he even says, I fail every time. Anyway, as I was saying a minute ago, one of the problems with ARAM, one of the reasons why we need a dedicated ARAM map is because once you take down the inhibitors, these side lanes, the minions in the side lanes will start to push, and then when these towers go down, the team that's ahead will get extra gold that they don't really deserve. Well, and there's another kill. Chauster gonna chrono shift himself right before he dies. Perfect timing as usual. Gonna revive here. If he can speed himself up, he should be able to get out. There's the slow coming in from Kassadin. Kassadin's all out of mana. He needs a clarity. Don't know if they have any. Mundo gonna ult himself to get a little health back, but there's an ignite on him. Is it gonna be able to take him down as he tries to run away? Not sure. Rest of the team is dying to Nasus ult and just tons of burst damage, and it looks like they're gonna run away. There's the time on Annie. Trist needs to walk away or she's gonna get killed. No. Alright, I guess Trist was far enough away that she didn't get killed by that. Anyway, they can't go back into the fountain. Remember, the rules of this game are you can't go healing, so they can go back to the Nexus turrets, but they can't actually go back to the fountain. That's against the rules. Time Bomb on Trist said she's going to die as soon as it explodes, and there it goes. Chauster going to legendary status in the process. There, Malzahar getting hit by another Rise damaging spell. and to take a lot of damage. Now, it is tough sometimes to break these two Nexus turrets, but eventually they'll be able to break them just because the minions will push down the side lanes, even if nothing else happens. He keeps exploding on the little girls. Yeah, poor Annie and Tristana. What a shame. So yeah, I mean, it'll probably take a time. Oh, look at Annie. Wow, Annie and Mundo just going down so fast to those time bombs. There's the Rise Overload. Gonna finish them off too. How much AP does Truster have? Oh, 268 ability power at the 23-minute mark, and against champions with no magic resist. Truster trying to suicide there, does not pull it off. Tristana's going to Buster Shot him and get credit for the kill, so well done there. And actually is going to give the Tristana player a lot of gold because Truster had reached legendary status, so that's going to work pretty well. Triss taking more damage, really needs magic resist, but she probably just doesn't have the gold to get it. You can see Mundo has picked up a Negatron Cloak, but there really is, yeah, aside from this No Magic Mantle and Negatron Cloak, there's no magic resist on anyone else. Anyway, someone pinging Baron as a joke. Jaje saying, I think it's worded. Obviously, you can't go over and do Baron in an ARAM game against the rules. Now, Kassadin very low. Looks like he's going to get taken down there. Ulted by Warwick. Finished off by Mundo there. Now they just need to escape and get out of here. You can see Kerr and Nasus trying to get out of there. They are going to be able to take down that Mundo player. Jaje going in stealth, going in behind that Tristana player and killing her. Now Jaje is up against Malzahar and Annie. Probably doesn't have enough burst damage to win this. Especially shouldn't be standing in the Malzahar pool. And he's not going to be able to do enough damage to win that 2v1. And so he is going to get taken down. But that does mean a chance to go back and shop too. So all's not that bad. Anyway, Annie, Malzahar, Warwick heading back to their tower. You can see this super minion was pounding on that Nexus turret. Shoster going to get the kill on Malzahar. I guess I missed that. Annie looks like she's heading for the fountain, which is against the rules because you can't go back in the fountain. Oh well, there's another double bomb doing a lot of damage to that Warwick, but he actually does have a little magic resist. Yeah, Warwick has 90 magic resist, so he is not going to go down like a you know, not going to go down quite as quickly as some of these others. You can see Mundo has 116, so he is going to survive a little bit longer. There's the slow, and Kassadin going to Rift Walk in and destroy him so easily. But some of these other champs, like Annie only has 50 magic resist. Trist has 30 magic resist, so Trist is going to die so easily just to anything because she has basically no magic resist beyond the default. There's Trist taking another one of those Rise Overloads, just taking a lot of damage. There's the Rift Walk in, and that's going to get a kill on Malzahar there. And then the time bomb went off and nearly killed Tristana as well. So Trist and Annie both pretty much dead again. Poor Trist being chased around by Nasus. And actually is going to get the kill on Truster though. Warwick ult at the tower on Nasus. Looks like he is going to be able to slip out of there though, just barely, as another kill is scored on that Tristana player a second ago. So yeah, you can see they're slowly wearing down these towers. Notice that in the side lanes, the side lane towers are starting to go down. And again, this is one of the problems with the current format. The team that Jaje's on shouldn't be getting this gold. Now, Jaje's not invisible here because he's next to the tower, but he's just going to walk in and kill poor Annie anyway. I guess Annie wasn't able to get out of the way in time. Oh, look at all that damage Malzahar is taking. Yeah, he also only has the innate magic resist. He only has the base magic resist. Going back into the fountain, which you're not allowed to do by the rules of this game. Not allowed to go back in the fountain. That's actually not allowed, but apparently he's going to do it anyway. Triss continuing to get bursted down. And yeah, people are even saying no healing. Yeah, not allowed to go heal. There's the Malzahar ult on Kassadin. Jaje's going to interrupt it by stunning though, and that's going to allow them to pick up that kill. So I think that's what he deserves for trying to cheat the rules of the variant. Alright, anyway, there's more turrets going down. You can see that top lane turret went down. Inhibitor has respawned, so they're not allowed. They can't attack the Nexus turrets. Remember, you can't attack Nexus turrets or the Nexus unless there's at least one Inhibitor down. A rule that's in place to make it harder to backdoor. Mundo also going back into the fountain. What is up with this game? I don't understand why people are doing this. Yeah, Trist is asking why they're losing all lanes. Well, they're losing lanes because the Inhibitor is down, and when the Inhibitor is down, super minions are going to push the other lanes. Anyway, this is the only Nexus turret left. As soon as this goes down, they're going to just be able to finish off the Nexus and win the game. So anyway, shouldn't have too much trouble. Looks like people are a little more interested in getting kills than just finishing off the Nexus because hardly anyone seems to be attacking it. But looks like that turret's going to go down. So now the Nexus is exposed. Now it's just a matter of having everyone walk up and right-click on it. Jaje going to de-stealth, and together with Kassadin going to combine for that kill. There's the Warwick ult. There's the Annie ult. Annie ult not stunning. Probably should have tried to charge up a stun there on that Tibbers. Warwick is going to try to make it back to the base. Isn't going to be able to. Again, people running back into the Nexus, which they're not allowed to do by rule, but apparently doing it anyway. So Mundo and Malzahar are camping out here in Fountain. All they have to do is just right-click on the Fountain, and that'll be it. Oh, look at this. You do not, apparently you don't get hit in Fountain if you're invisible. I didn't know that. So Jaje going to de-stealth and kill Malzahar in Fountain, which is pretty funny. But then he's going to get killed, and you can see a lot of turret deaths for the team. Apparently they're deciding to drag this out or something. But yeah, did get the Fountain kill there on that Malzahar player. I didn't know that. So apparently if you're stealthed and you walk in the Fountain, you don't get hit by that laser thing. I actually did not know that, so that's interesting. I guess that doesn't reveal stealth champs. Anyway, Karur is trying to slip away here. I can't imagine he's going to get out of this, even though he does have Sork shoes. Mundo popped his ultimate, going to give him move speed, and he's going to get chased down, and that's going to be an ace, although an ace that was largely due to people suiciding at Fountain. Anyway, the side lanes are pushing in. You can see all the side lane turrets have been taken down by the super minions. Now they're going to start pushing the base turrets. Again, that's due to the fact that the inhibitor has been down for the last, I guess, 7 or 8 minutes, and with nobody allowed to walk over to the side lanes. Malzahar, again, doing what he's not supposed to do. I guess he doesn't understand the rules of this. Not allowed to go into the side lanes, not allowed to go into the Fountain, Malzahar, but apparently he's going to do it anyway, and Mundo's going to do the same thing, it looks like, even though you're not allowed to go do that. So, oh well. Anyway, in terms of the kills, you can see how far out in front, 56 to 17, way out in front. Karur and Chaucer, and Son of Heaven are all dueling for the kill lead. You can see 15, 14, 13, all quite close there. Let's see who ends up getting the most kills at the end of the match here. There's a bomb on Tristana. Oh, gonna die to an auto attack before the bomb goes off. That's pretty hilarious. Yeah, normally teams will just surrender before they reach this point, but it looks like they're gonna go down. Looks like they're gonna finish this one out. It should end on this particular exchange. There's the bomb on Malzahar. Warwick going down. Malzahar gonna get bombed in Fountain. Still going back into Fountain. Malzahar just completely ignoring the rules for this. I'm not sure why he does that, but anyway, all they have to do now is right-click on the Nexus, and the game is over. Not really any reason to continue diving into Fountain. Maybe for the fun of it, I guess, but oh well. There's the Force Pulse, and they actually are going to get the kill on Malzahar in the Fountain once again. Again, people apparently deciding not to finish off the Nexus, going to let the minions do it. You can see Warwick even saying you can't go to Fountain in this. Trist coming out and just dying instantly because she's still underleveled. There's a needless death by Nasus. Not really sure why people are doing this. At this point, you should just end the game, not keep doing this. So minions are going to keep pushing that Nexus. Looks like they're going to chase out of the base. I really think they should have just ended the game at this point, but oh well. Yeah, this Nexus is just about dead. The super minions will take it down if nothing else happens. Side lane turrets going down. Both side lane turrets going down at just about the same point in time. So really, the inhibs are exposed. At this point, it's only a matter of time until the minions just finish off the Nexus here. Let's see. There's Warwick gonna lifesteal, but it's not gonna be enough. That Null Sphere is going to finish him off from Kassadin. You can see the two inhibitors are almost dead as well. Again, really, all they have to do is walk up and click on the Nexus and the game is over. Not sure why everybody keeps extending this out for longer and longer. I mean, this game's clearly over, but oh well. I guess people like to fool around when the game's almost done. So there goes one of the inhibitors. There goes the other one. The two inhibitors look like they're down. Poor Tristana with another bomb on her head. Gonna get taken down. So now there'll be the maximum number of super minions coming out. There goes Andy, gonna get taken down by Kassadin on his Null Sphere. And at this point, hopefully they'll just end the game. Come on, guys, finish this off. Malzahar and Mundo running back into Fountain once again. Apparently they just love camping out in that Fountain, their favorite place to be. And looks like this is finally going to be the end now. Down goes the Nexus, and that's going to wrap up the game. Look at all these minions down here camped out on the Nexus. Quite a lot of Bluecaster minions down there. Anyway, let's go look at the stats briefly. Okay, here you go. You can see that Kassadin ended up having the most kills, ended up with 19. You can see Chaucer a little bit lower at 16 and Karur just beyond that at 13, followed by Jaje at 10. And Myth IRL, the Nasus player, at 6. I stand by the fact that Evelynn really isn't very good for this particular setup. Just once they got down that first tower, then they were able to open up the game a little bit, get some more space that wasn't enclosed by towers, and that allowed Jaje to start de-stealthing. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jaje played very well using the character that he got, but Evelynn, not really who you want to draw on a random draw in ARAM. Meanwhile, as I said, Zilean, Ryze, Kassadin, all really good champs, great poke. The one limitation was that they were all magic damage, but the other team didn't get that much magic resistance, and they really couldn't because they just didn't have enough gold to do it. So anyway, there you go. There's an ARAM game. I know some people requested it. I don't really like it that much. I don't think that there's very much strategy or planning. There's a lot of luck involved. I think it's a little bit silly, but I know some people really like this, and if you've never seen this before and it sounds like fun, there are always lots of custom games going at any any point in time on the League of Legends servers. Just search for custom games and you'll see some with ARAM listed in the heading. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks to Jaje for sending me this replay, and I'll have more games up for you guys soon. So until then, take care.